Hello all and welcome to my newest video. Today we will have 5 questions that I ask to all 12 Playoffs alliances. You will hear people from each alliance answering them. Have fun watching it. My first question is, how far do you think your alliance will go?
We're not going very far compared to the other alliances in the playoffs. Many would say that we went by pure luck.
Semifinals, definitely, but hopefully we meet WXC in finals.
I think our alliance will give HDA battle. We've not had much of a competition this season, so it will be good for our alliance to face a top alliance and see how we do against them.
I think BDR will do well, all things considered. Similar to Row D, BDR came into this SOW season with a new group of people under less than ideal circumstances. Making the best of what we have has always been a goal for BDR, and I think we've learned a lot this season to apply for the future.
We'll probably go to the next round and lose to FFS after that.
We are hoping to win against HOH. We lost, but not by a lot the first time we met them this season, so hopefully this time we can get the win. After we would face ROD. No chance here, obviously.
We will look to give our all in every match we play. Top 4 looks to be realistic though.
I believe and want my alliance to go as far as it can in the playoffs, although we have many worthy opponents to face.
We will aim to go as far as possible.
For us, this is the first time we are in the playoffs. We will do our best to go as far as possible. But we have strong opponents, but I think we can put up a fight in the first round. We will try. Our alliance is still young. Most of the players came to the game 2 years ago and created an alliance.
Secondly, please describe me the matches you expect.
Anything is possible, winning, losing. Nothing is certain until it actually happens.
For us, the most anticipated match is against Dumb. But if you watch all the matches, then for me, the most anticipated and interesting match will be Row D versus NBE. It would also be interesting to see the fight HD versus FFS.
I hope to see interesting matches where alliances play fair and give their all. Best will win.
Very difficult. I will be everywhere except at the match.
As mentioned, we are dealing with remarkable and strong opponents. I expect the matches to be difficult, full of tension, and with interest in the outcome.
We'll face a very challenging second-round match against WXC. That will be a critical moment for BDR this season.
We have a strong roster and strategy, and hopefully this will result in a win.
The first match versus NWB or HD should be a fun match. Hard to say how it can go since we haven't faced either of them since they added in the teleporting system. If we go on to face WXC, we know that it's going to be harder because of their whales, but we hope to leave the match winning or losing knowing we gave everything in the match.
Third question. Who do you think wins the final? And who will be in it?
The champion of the SOW season will be WXC.
I believe that the last match will be between WXC versus Row D. With this season's final winner, WXC
will win, in my opinion. With Grey Worm, they are really insanely stacked, but in the same time, alliances like NBE and ROD are well organized, so might be able to make the life of WXC a bit harder, as it's not like AC where only stats matters if you put the correct player in the building.
It's a hard match to call between NBE and Row D to how makes the final versus US WXC. It looks more likely to be NBE versus WXC, but can't count out teamwork from us or Row D. I feel NBE has shown how strong they are in SOW since the updates brought into the game mode, so I would give them an edge to win the playoffs.
Well, if we manage to win over NBE, probably gonna meet WXC in finals. If not, NBE and WXC going to face each other again in season's last match. Not sure who would win this time, as I assume WXC learned from their last match against NBE.
I think the final will be WXC versus Row D, but I also don't rule out the final of WXC versus NBE. Many say that WXC will win, but I believe in Row D.
WXC should win the finals, but NBE has great strategies and good players to execute them. They could possibly turn the tide in the end. It will definitely be an interesting match to end the season.
Next question. What is the surprise of season?
If you mean by surprise who, obviously XF is a surprise to see them that high.
I think the surprise of the season will be our alliance.
The surprise of the season would definitely XF winning the competition, but the fact that they could get a spot to the playoffs is a nice addition in the big leagues.
For me, it was not surprising that the 12 alliances managed to make it to the playoffs. Surprising and more interesting was the 5th and 6th matches where they were given with incredible changes of scores, aiming for a place in the playoffs. However, some expected alliances did not succeed this time.
The surprise could be a Row D if they come out and beat NBE in round 3, based on how close the match during the season was between them, of being only 7,000 points. Other than that, I would say is ILI for making playoffs, as they did really well in the season-beating leg in a very close match.
New Alliance ROD and BDR returning. They might not be their top right now, but they will get there soon enough.
Last question. What is your expectations generally for all matches?
From the first round, there are 1 or 2 matches where it is clearer who will win. But some will be difficult to achieve with a very small difference in the score. As we move forward, things will become even more difficult. I believe that the winner will be decided in the last minutes in several of the matches. There will be surprises, that's for sure.
My expectations are quite high for playoffs. No skipping nor dodging. We play against equal alliances. Few matches gonna be definitely close ones, like for example HD versus FFS or ROD versus NBE. I am sure all alliances are waiting playoffs already to start.
There will be hard fights throughout the competition. Many close matches will be taking place.
I think the most interesting match will be Row D versus NBE. The alliances are roughly equal in strength, and the fight will be tough with a minimal gap in the score. In the first and second rounds, I think there will be approximately the same number of equal and clean fights, and already in the third and fourth rounds, there will be equal fights.
Siege of Winterfell is a very unique event. Unlike Alliance Conquest, there's very rarely close SOW matches. The momentum you are able to carry, the plan for controlling key areas of the map, and the coordination of your forces are all critical for success. If you fall behind in any of these areas, it's a struggle to regain the advantage. Most often, you either dominate your opponent or get dominated yourself. That being said, I think especially in the area of map control and overall strategy, a lot of the top alliances in the playoffs are capable of regaining that lost momentum, and this can certainly lead to upsets in the tournament. I would not be surprised to see an alliance with a very strong roster be defeated by a more organized and efficient group. This is something we saw last season when NBE made it to the final with BAN after defeating WXC in the semifinals. Overall, I think this playoff bracket looks very competitive, and I look forward to both playing in and spectating it.
Some matches look to be a blowout matchup just because of the difference of account strength, but some interesting matches between HD and NWB in round 1 as well as NBE versus Row D.
I think most rounds will be clear apart from ROD versus NBE in the final.
Some will be easy, like BDR-XXF and DUMXILI, and others will be difficult, like HDXNWB.
As for my expectations, I also hope to see a nice match between Row D and NBE. It'll certainly be a close and costly one.
This season has been incredibly close in points, so it will be interesting how some alliances perform.
That's it. I hope everyone enjoyed this video and is being as excited as I am about this playoff season. Unluckily, the alliances WXC and HOH did not submit anything until end of this production. Have a good day.